let's start the session. So today, I'll be covering something called data security in Salesforce. So, are you guys aware about data security? What is data and why security of your data is required? Any idea? Let us make it interactive. You can unmute yourself and you can speak to me. It's okay. Anyone? Okay, fine. So, okay. So I'm not here to teach you the theory, okay? So we are going to do this very interactively, okay? So with examples, stories, and life scenarios, we'll be covering each and everything together. And then we'll understand why Salesforce data security is the backbone of the trust in CRM, okay? So let us understand today's agenda, like what things that we will be covering. So today we'll try to understand why data security matters in Salesforce, and we'll also understand why data security is really necessary in day-to-day life, and the layer of security in Salesforce, like what layers are existing in Salesforce as a data security that we are giving to users and all. Okay, we'll try to understand that, and we'll also try to understand some examples and scenarios that what are the business scenarios in which we are implementing data security from Salesforce. We'll also try to understand that, and we'll also try to cover some demo with the profile, roles, and sharing. Okay, so let us start. So why data security matters? So before what is definitely you will be worried about your personal data, photos, and maybe like phone pay, Google Pay, access and all, right? The bank account, everything, isn't it? Hello, Ritesh, can you hear me? Like, is my internet working fine?
Yes, Abhishek, we are able to hear you. So can you make it the screen full screen? Can you make it?
Yeah,
And
sure.
yes, Samiksha, we will be on allowing to unmute your participants as well. You can ask questions. So Ritesh, can you check? We can unmute. Uh, we can remove the restrictions.
Yes, during the Q&A session, probably we can have that. I would request all the
Yeah, yeah,
participants to
yeah. So
upload.
let's proceed with the demo, and we have the QA session. So then you can ask.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I'll
Yeah,
I'll
sure, sure.
everybody in that case.
Okay, guys. So let's suppose we are having a phone and it has been stolen. So the things that we will really consider is like our phone pay account or our personal data. So someone can steal the informations and they can misuse it. You know, like these all things are really concerning, isn't it? So that's where we are having data security in place. So like in iPhones, we are having very high security. Like for example, like if your phone is stolen, you can track the address, like where is the iPhone, like where is my phone right now, and you can get the information. Okay, so this is the area in which my phone is there, and you can directly go to the area and you can register and fire and you can fetch your phone, isn't it? So this is how data security is imposed. Okay. So similarly, like in Salesforce, we are also having a module called data security, and it is really the backbone of Salesforce, So how we implement it, and how we use data security. So we'll try to understand that in the further sessions. So what is the risk? So data leaks, compliance issues, customer trust. Let's suppose in Salesforce, I would say uh, like there is an account. Okay. So account and all, we are having different fields, which are really sensitive fields. Let's say like amount field or customer ID field, something. So these are very important, and we don't want external users coming from external sites and they just access those fields and all, right? So in order to save that, we are having data security modules. Okay. So example, there is a small example that I have mentioned here, like interns saying CEOs deals. So that's a chaos. So let's just change the slide. So let's understand the layers of security of Salesforce. Okay. So what layers of security that are existing in Salesforce? So number one is organization level security. So what is organization level security? Like I would give you some examples like let's say like IP address. So let's say like if you are accessing your Salesforce account through different IP addresses. And I don't want that. Like being a CEO of a company, I don't want you to open your Salesforce account in many computers. I don't want that. So rather than that, I will just restrict the IP address, you know, like that is also that can be also performed, like in Salesforce. So we can restrict the IP address and login hours of a users. So beyond that login hour, so no user can access to the Salesforce. Okay. So these two are key organization level securities. Okay. So that we can impose in Salesforce. Yeah. So second, I would go with the object level security. So what is object level security? It's like if you guys are not very familiar with Salesforce, let's say like we are having different objects. Okay, like objects means like in simple layman terms, I would say tables. Okay, so in tables, how we are having rows. So rows are datas, rows are records, and columns are fields. Okay, so now like object level securities, like how we can impose object level security, like let's suppose like these tables. So these tables cannot be accessed by any external users. Okay, so the users who can access the records, like I can set the users who can access the objects. Yeah, let's say like in Salesforce we're having a lot of objects, let's say like account, contact, case, lead, everything. Clear? So similarly, we can also impose data security. Let's say like there are some customer representatives. Okay, there are some. If you take example of Amazon, so in Amazon, let's say like there is a object called account. So I don't want sales representative to have access to the account records. So I won't be giving them the access to the account object. Okay. So rather than that, I will be giving them access to the case object. Okay. So why case? Because they will be handling cases. They will be updating the records of the case. They'll be having a look into the case. Okay. So this is the customer information and they will be updating the case. So based on the requirements, we'll be giving access to the users based on the object. Okay. So this can be set by object level security in Salesforce. Clear? So how we will tackle that? We can use profiles. We are having profiles. So each and every user in Salesforce will be having a profile. So without a profile, a user cannot be created in Salesforce. So that's the fundamental thing. Okay. So we are having profiles and we are having permission sets. So what is permission sets? So now just keep this in mind. Let's suppose like five people are having same profile, let's say sales representative, and in permission set, it's just an additional permissions. Okay, like if and suppose like let's suppose if I want to give a user some additional permission, in that case I'll be assigning that user with the permission set. Okay, so profiles, we are having everything in common, and permission set, if it is attached to a single user, then more permission will be given to the user. Here, so this is how we control the object level security in Salesforce. Okay. So number three, field level security. So what is field level security? Let's say like in field level security, like so whatever I told you about account. So account is an object, right? So account there will be different fields. Okay. Let's say like amount field or customer name, customer information, customer phone details, customer website. So these are different fields that are set in account. So I want, like, let's say, like, there are some set of users. I don't want them to see the phone numbers or emails that are existing with that are associated with the account. Okay. In that cases, I will set up field level security in such a manner that so I will give you a demonstration. So don't worry. Like if you don't understand these things well. So from profile level, I'll be setting up some profiles. Like these profiles can only check the fields. Okay, so they will be having the access of the fields. So these all things also we can easily handle in Salesforce. Like object level security we understood. So now in object, like we are having different fields. So now field level security that can also handle, like let's say like if let's suppose like Ritesh and me. So I don't want Ritesh to have access to a field. So I just want that like my profile to be having the access. So that also I can set up easily in Salesforce. Yep. So we'll be having a quick demonstration for that. Like I'll let you know like where we can see that options and all. So that will be clear to us. So this is the field level security. Now, third, we are having record level security. So record level security is very vast and very important in Salesforce. Okay. So what is record level security? Let's suppose like uh, let's suppose everyone like in the call, like everyone we are having access to the object. Okay. Let's suppose there is a case object. So everyone here are having access to the case object. Now, now here comes record level security. Let's suppose like agent A and agent B. I don't want agent A to look into the cases of agent B. Okay. So let's suppose like you are working on some cases. So your colleagues won't be having access to the cases that you are working upon, right? So in that case, record level security comes into picture. Okay. So here we can manage things like how we can manage the access of the records. Okay. So here, like the very fundamentals, we start with OWD. So that is org by default. So the default, the simple layman security model that is given to an external contractor who is coming to our Salesforce system. So that is the basic security that we are giving to a user, okay, an external user in a Salesforce system. That we will set in OWD. Then we are having roles and role hierarchies. Okay. So let's suppose like if I am a sales representative and I am having a manager. Okay. So let's suppose like OWD is private. OWD means org by default. Like I don't want, okay. So who is the owner of the record will can only access the record. So this is private model. Okay. So who is the owner? They can only access the record. So what is role hierarchy? So it is just opening up the OWD. What does that mean? So role hierarchy means like if my manager, if someone is upper in the hierarchy and someone is managing me, so they can also have access to my records. Is that clear? So I would assume it is clear. So because like let's say like I am having some records, my colleagues won't be having any access to the records, but my manager who is managing me can see the records that I am working upon. Okay. So there comes role hierarchy. So this is the we can set a role hierarchy. We can create a hierarchy, CEO, CTO, everything like everything in a hierarchical order. And based on the records, like let's say like if a sales rep is having, so sales rep manager will be having the access of the records. Simple. So these all things also like you can set up in the role hierarchy section in the record level security. Third, sharing rules. So what is sharing rules? So in Salesforce, there are like, so as I told you previously, so record level security in Salesforce is very vast, very vast. Okay. So there are plenty of reasons, like there are plenty of scenarios that can come into picture, like what is sharing rules, how you can use sharing rules. Like sharing rules are of two types. One is ownership based and one is criteria based. Okay. So let's suppose like criteria, what does criteria means? Okay. So if these profile people can access these records, okay. So criterias can be set like according to the accordance. Like you can have like multiple criterias that you can set, and based on the criteria, you can give access to the records. So these can be done in record level security. So this is a part, and this is very vast. So we'll come to it like in further sessions. Okay. So now last one is manual sharing. So what is manual sharing? So there will be a button in every record. Okay. So in every record, there will be a button called share. Let's suppose if a colleague of yours is going on a vacation. Okay. So there are some cases that is assigned to the colleague. So as a manager, I want that like these cases to be handled by someone else, isn't it? So I can keep that cases on hold, right? Because the owner of the case is on vacation. So in that case, I will be using manual sharing. So what is manual sharing? So here I'll be having a button on each record that is share button. So by clicking on share, I will just share it with some other user and other owner. So they can have a look into the case and they can resolve the case. Yeah. So this is how we, so these the basically, so this is the layer of security models that Salesforce is offering us. And by this, we can easily handle a lot of complex tasks. Okay. So let us understand one by one. So what we can do in each and every layers. Organization level security. So as I told you, like login hours restrictions. So let's say like if okay, so if you are working like in America time zone, if you are working from Indian time zone, if you are working from EMEA time zone, so there are different time zones, right? So I just want you guys to log in within that duration itself. I don't want you to log in like at night if someone comes in and you can log in directly to the Salesforce system and you can steal information. I don't want that. So in that cases, you can also have login hour restriction in Salesforce. Yeah. So this is the thing that we can set up. Second, what is IP address restriction? So what is IP address? Like as we all know, so IP address is it is very handy, like in some cases, like it is used very vastly. Like in order to ban some devices from using internet or using some sites, we can directly just blocklist the IP address of the users directly. So that from that area or from that device, they cannot have access to the Salesforce. Okay. So in Salesforce, we are having like grant access to the IP address. So like we can whitelist, okay, not blacklist. We can whitelist the IP addresses. So like let's suppose like you guys are working from a company. So from the for the company, they will be having IP address. So we will just whitelist the IP address. So you guys can only visit your company and you can work from there on our Salesforce platform. Okay. So these all things can be done easily in by setting up the organization level security. Okay. So example, like I have written one. So sales intern can't log in after 7 p.m. Correct. So I can set the time, like from morning to 7 p.m. you can use it, but after that you cannot use it. Okay. So these all things can be set in Salesforce. Second, object level security, like as I told you, like profiles. What is profile? So each and every users, so whenever you are being a user in Salesforce and you are coming as a user in Salesforce and your user is set up in Salesforce, you will be having a profile. Okay. So what is profile? Defines what user can do. Okay. So it's just a tag. Okay. So it will just define so your existence in Salesforce. You are able to do these things, you are able to do these things. So that can be set up in the profile level. Okay. We'll have a look into it. Don't worry. Like in the demonstration, we'll check like what the profile level, from profile level, what things we can achieve and what things we can do. We'll definitely have a look into it. So now permission sets, as I told you previously, like it's nothing but just you're giving some additional access. Okay. So everyone will be having profiles, some additional permissions from additional access that you want to give to a user that you can give through permission sets. Yeah. So it's simply like grant extra access. Okay. So it can be done. And I would give you an use cases. Okay. Licenses nowadays are very costly. Okay. So uh, let's say like Gen AI. Okay. So in order to use Gen AI in our Salesforce platform, so I'm giving you a like real time business scenario. Like in our company, how we are handling this. So Gen AI. So what does that mean? So if a user is having Gen AI licenses, that means they can use Gen AI features. Okay, simple as it is. So from my company has bought 80 licenses of Gen AI. Okay, so now, so if I so just think of it. If I give the licenses on the profile level, so everyone with the same profile will be having licenses. Okay, so let's suppose like I'm having 100 users in this profile. Okay. And if I'm giving the license on the profile, then everyone have the license, right? So if the license are consumed. So now how smartly I can handle? So in the profile level, I won't be giving anyone the license. Okay. I won't be giving anyone licenses. And in the permission set, I'll be giving the license. So based on the requirement, okay, so this user want the license. Okay. So I will add the user with the permission set. So I'll be giving the user a permission set and they will be having the access to the Gen AI. So these all things like we'll have a look into it. So don't get overwhelmed. So it's very simple things, like it's not complicated, but it's a use case. It's a very important use case, like how we can consume, and how we can save the licenses. Okay. So from organization point of view, it is very important. Now, for example, like marketing users cannot access the opportunity object. Okay. So these all also like security things we can also manage by profile and permission set. Okay. Now, field level security. So what is field level security? As I told you, like fields, what is fields? So fields are something that is linked to a object. So objects will be having fields, different fields. Okay. So in field level security, what we do is we control the visibility of the sensitive fields. As I told you already, example, sales like salary field visible only to the HR. Great example. So let's suppose like we are having a profile called HR, and HR personnel can only see the salary field. No, none other. Okay. Not even the CTO, not even the CEO. We can handle that easily. Okay. We'll set up every profiles, like we'll be creating a lot of profiles, and we'll be creating also an HR profile. So HR profile, we will give HR profile the access to the salary field. Okay. So this is a use case again. Okay. So here we control the visibility of a field. So this can be done by field level security in Salesforce. And from object level also, you can set this up. So I'll let you guys know. Don't worry. So this is a just simple, like I'm just giving you an overview of everything. So this is very important and very vast, as I told you already. So record level security. So org by default. So this is the very bare minimum permissions that you are giving an user to access the records. Then we are having role hierarchy, something like your manager can access to your records in simple words, in simple layman terms. And we are having sharing rules. So what is sharing rules? Criteria. So based on a criteria, if you want to give some users the access to the records, you can do that. Manual sharing, like a simple, like a button. I want to share with someone else, like you can share it. So this can be done, and it is very easily controlled. Like your managers can only have the share button access. None other people will be having the access. Like we can also set the visibility criteria. So in admin part, we are covering everything. So we'll understand everything, how we can hide the button and all. So this is how like manual sharing works. And this is something complex like apex sharing. So how from the backend we can also write a code, and we can give access to users some about some records, and we can also like restrict the users from having the access. So these all things also can be done by apex sharing. Okay. So this is something complex, and we need to have a great knowledge about apex. So we just need to understand about the backend functionality, what that is done in apex. We need to learn apex first, then we can understand about the apex sharing, how it can contribute in the data security models. Okay. So this is it. So let me give you a quiz. So if like Ritesh, if you can unmute them, then it will be helpful.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I've allowed all the participants to unmute themselves and they can answer the question also.
Okay, it's a field level security.
Abhishek? Yeah, Samiksha nailed it.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, Samiksha, you are audible.
Oh,
Abhishek, you are probably not audible. You are on mute. Okay, meanwhile, there is a next question on the screen.
Oh, I'm really sorry. Hello. Can can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, Abhiksha, you are right. You're definitely right. So for like everyone else, like did you get the point? Like how we can hide the field? So as we already decide, right? Like the field level security, we are having something in the field level security. So there, what we can do, like we can just hide the field. We cannot give the access to the like for the field to the intern profiles. So this can be done, and we can manage this. Yeah. Now, like the second question, if the OWD is private, how can a manager see subordinates records? Any
Through
idea?
role level security. Um,
Uh, Role hierarchy, right?
yes.
Correct. So that's what is OWD, guys? Like as I told you, so that is the simple layman level of security that you are imposing on any records. Okay. So if an OWD is private, what does that mean? Only the owner of the case, only the owner of the record can have the access to the records. So now, how can a manager see the subordinates records? So I am in a higher hierarchy. How we can manage that? So in that case, we will be imposing role hierarchy in Salesforce. What happens here? So manager can see the access, like have the access of the records that a subordinate is owning. Clear? Similarly, like senior manager can also have the access of the records. Okay. So that's completely like role hierarchy in Salesforce. Okay. So we'll get to know like how we can configure things and all. So it's a different story. So for now, we're just giving an overview. Now, okay. Okay. So this is a demo scenario, guys. Like have a look into it. Like user A. So let's suppose a user A is sales representative, creates an opportunity. OWD is set as private. Manager can see reps record via role hierarchy and adding sharing rules to open the access. So this is a demo, like in business point of view, like how things are created. So this is the way, like this. For that reason, I am just putting that here. So let's suppose like a sales rep can create an opportunity. Okay. So every sales rep, so we'll be giving access to the sales rep profile. So we can create an opportunity from the profile level. Okay. So as we have studied about the object level securities and all. Okay. So here we are having the access to the object. So sales rep can create opportunity. Clear? So we'll be giving the access to the sales rep to create the opportunity. Okay. What is OWD? OWD is private. What does that mean? So whenever, let's suppose a user A is creating an opportunity and he is the owner of the opportunity and the OWD is set to private. What does that mean? That means the opportunity record, okay, cannot be shared with anyone else rather than the user A who has created it. Okay. So when OWD is set to private, no one can have the access to the opportunity record. Clear? So how we can like set up the role hierarchy? I have a scenario that managers can also see the sales representative records. Okay. So here we'll be imposing role hierarchy. So we'll be setting up the roles and everything in the backend, and from there we'll just impose the role hierarchy. Okay. So in that case, like we'll be giving access to the records, okay, to the manager. Now add the sharing rules. So sharing rules is like totally criteria based. So if you guys are aware about the criterias, so there can be groups. Okay. So there can be a group. In a group, like there can be 10 people. So I can share access to the record through the group through sharing rules. In the sharing rule, I will be entering a criteria. So group A can have the access to the record, this record. So in that case, all the members that are in the group can have the access to the record. Okay. So this is how we will be adding sharing rules, okay, to open the access. Here. So this is how, like in our Salesforce implementations, in the business point of view, this is how we use data security in order to like safeguard some records, in order to like give access to someone. Okay. So this is how we do everything in Salesforce. Yeah. So data security is managed in such a manner. So anyone, any questions as of now? Like anything, you can ask me anything about data security, what we have discussed now.
So, is it possible to make combination of different data security points? Let's say the records are OWD, but
Mm-hmm.
like we just had a discussion that we can put role hierarchy over there. So
Mm-hmm.
let's give a scenario that we have multiple teams and they can have access to specific objects, and in
Mm-hmm.
that object there will be role hierarchy. It's possible, right?
Yeah, it is. So, and in the object level, like I would like to answer you. So this is also an interview question. So this is a tricky one. So what
Mm-hmm.
happens, in object level, let's say like in object level, OWD is set. Okay. So what is
Mm-hmm.
OWD? So that's the basic requirement. Like that's the basic data security that you can impose on a object level. Okay. So let's
Right.
say like for every object you are having private. Okay. Private as an OWD. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
now let's say like let us give an example to understand that better.
Mm-hmm.
Account, contact, cases. Okay. So these
Mm-hmm.
three are having OWD as private. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, and you want role hierarchy only to work on cases. Okay. So how
Mm-hmm.
we can do that? So in OWD, we'll be having a checkbox called grant hierarchy access. Okay. In OWD, whenever you are setting that up, we'll be
Yeah.
having a checkbox. If you are clicking on that grant hierarchy access, so that means the case for a object, if you are having that checked, that means role hierarchy will be working on the case object. Yeah. And it
Okay.
won't be working for account and contact object. So this is how we can like use that. Yeah. So there is a checkbox like
Oh,
in which like we can discuss like we can decide like which objects and all can have the role hierarchy enabled.
right, right. Under the profile section.
Correct. Fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything else? Anyone? Like which point you didn't understand and where you are facing difficulties, you can ask me here. So anyways, like we are just having an overview. We didn't do any demonstration and all. Anything, if it is not clear, you can please let me know.
Well, it's not related to the topics that we discussed right now, but apart from that, it
Hmm.
just I have just started working as a SFBA, right? And I have not done any courses related to this, and I just wanted to know what is the scope or the path that we should take in order to move forward in this specific, role, I would say, or profile.
Can you come again? You are working in Salesforce like as a newbie, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, since March, I was working in service companies and handling multiple projects. You know how that work goes. But
Yeah.
since March, I have joined a product company named Religare Broking, and
Okay.
there I'm handling Salesforce, and I have multiple stakeholders within the organizations who
Hmm.
uses my software, and then I gathered requirement from them and get it implemented in the Salesforce. But
Correct.
it is for now. I want to know how to go further.
Okay, different stakeholders are using your product, right? And
Yes.
you just want to understand like how you can like
Move
how you
further
can
because I'm
move
new
further.
and
Yeah.
trailblazer.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
please.
Samiksa, like I would say you there are different applications, there are Service Cloud, there are Sales Cloud. First of all, we just need to understand like what is your business doing, okay? So let's say if you guys are having something called lead opportunity, let's say like what is lead? So if you are
Everything.
more into sales,
We are
yeah,
everything. We have cases, we have accounts, we have
perfect.
leads, opportunities, and
Perfect.
everything.
So in that cases, I would say you like sales cloud and service cloud will be working fine for you. Why it will
Yes.
work fine? So why? Because like in sales cloud, we are having lead opportunities. Like once a lead is converted, so we'll be creating opportunities and how accounts is linked to an opportunity and everything. So that everything you can manage in the sales cloud. Okay. And why service I would prefer, like the cases. So case management is a heart of Service Cloud. Okay. So how you
Mm-hmm.
manage a case, how a customer is creating a case, and how you guys are fixing it, or the sales representative. Let's suppose there is a product. I would assume like you guys are dealing with some products, and let's say like if someone is purchasing the product, okay. So that will be
Mhm.
handled more often by the Sales Cloud and the CPQ part. Okay. There is a CPQ also module in
Sorry
Salesforce
for
that.
the
Mhm.
Abhishek, I'm really sorry for the interruption. What
Yeah.
I'm asking for is from career perspective, right?
Abhishek, if you don't mind, can I answer this?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Okay, great. So it was a great question, Samiksha, and I think Inayat is also having the same query. See, it's very if you are working as a business analyst in non-Salesforce domain, for example, or maybe some part of the Salesforce that you are covering, what is my career goal or career path moving forward if I get into Salesforce?
Mhm.
For example, you are working as a business analyst, and obviously for all the projects which is related with the Salesforce development, first of all, business
Mhm.
business analyst will also be the part of the entire project journey. He'll be the first point of contact. In most of the cases, he will be the also the last one along with the project manager who would be closing the project in the entire journey. He'll be involved everywhere. What
Mhm.
business analyst is going to do is like, first of all, a business analyst in Salesforce perspective, they have to knowledge of the system admin, because many of the times when you are going to interact with the customer during demo session or maybe during requirement gathering even,
Mhm.
client is going to ask the questions specifically with the Salesforce. So if you are having that knowledge, very good, because you are going to cater those kind of small queries then and there. Although BA won't get into a solutioning part during the requirement gathering, however, they will be capturing the requirement. But it happens in most of the times, client, even on then, he is going to ask a silly questions or maybe some queries in his mind,
Yeah.
and if you don't answer them, he would say like, this guy does not know, and how they are going to build the system. However, the building the system will be the part of the responsibility of the developer. But system all no, at business analyst must have the information about the system admin part. So that is number one. What if I get in certified as a Salesforce system and system admin? What is the next for me? I do not have any coding knowledge. I do not maybe having those kind of exposure for the architect level or the senior developer or developer level. There are n number of possibilities in terms of specialization where you can get into. Like for example, you can become a sales consultant, you can become a service consultant, you can go for the service cloud. If you have a little basic coding understanding also, you can go for the marketing cloud also,
Mhm.
the company and in your career path, where you will be paid more when it comes to the specialist for service cloud, let's say, or the marketing cloud. So there are n number of possibilities. Even if you have a coding knowledge, very good. If you do not have any coding knowledge, still you can do the specialization and move forward. So those would be your career path as a business analyst, because I have seen in my experience most of the business analysts get converted later in their career journey as a developer or maybe a specialist in getting
Actually,
more hands.
I'm working as PO, but my designation is BA because I'm not certified for it. So I'm
Understood.
looking forward to the PO part.
Right, right.
So for that, I was asking that what is the path, what needs to be done to get a designation as PO? Because I'm doing the work of a PO. I'm involved in, since planning to deployment, making it live in the
Mm.
platform. So I'm doing that. It just my designation is not that.
Understood. So maybe within the organization, you can probably get a that particular role if get vacant, or maybe
Yeah,
or
for that, I'm asked to do some certifications that I'm
certification.
not aware about.
Absolutely correct. So system admin would be your beginning path, uh, as a once you want to move to your career path ahead as a business analyst, or maybe to be very precise, as a Salesforce business administrator, Salesforce business analyst. Your next milestone should be the Salesforce certification for the system admin, and then moving ahead. Because once you even go for the other certifications, most of the certification would require prerequisite as a Salesforce system admin. So your first next milestone would be the Salesforce system administration certification.
And how to do that?
There would be a once obviously there would be a complete Salesforce business administration part that will
Mm-hmm.
probably answer this question later in the session, in this session only.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So we'll discuss all those pointers also, Samiksha, and that brings a very interactive question, probably that is hitting so many other participants of this webinar in their mind also. So rather, I would request Abhishek to present some kind of practical session also, whatever we have understood during the demonstration, PPT presentation, basically the concept sharing. Probably will see the org level how exactly some of those pointers are performed, and then we will come to the holistic picture of the career path, if that
Yeah.
is okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
So like okay, like shall I continue with this
Yes, yes.
or
Yeah.
yeah, sure. So again, guys, so let's go again. So this is the Salesforce org. So okay, so you can also get a org directly from the trailhead. Okay, so you just need to go to any module and you can create your org. Okay, so once you create your org, so everyone will be having a like the Salesforce will directly assign you an org. Okay, so there you can also like perform some changes and you can like work on some like trails. Okay, so in that cases, like it will help you to grow and you can learn things from trailhead itself. Okay, so so practical knowledge you can also like prefer trailhead. Okay, so for practicality and you can do things in the org and you can just run the challenges. So once the challenges are completed, then your modules will be completed. So based on that, like you will be having batches, you will be having everything in place. Yeah, so now, so this is the org that Salesforce has helped me create. Okay. So now we'll try to understand everything, like whatever we have discussed. So first I was talking about is I would say login IP address. Okay. So how IP address and all like we can set up in Salesforce. So that can be done from the profile. So what is profile? We can come here in profile. So for the new for the new guys, like if you are having no knowledge in Salesforce, so how I got to like get this screen. So first of all, like whenever you will be logging into Salesforce, you'll be having this screen. Okay. So this is the screen that you guys will be having a look into. So so don't see all these components because I just created all this component in my free time. So here you can see like we are having different accounts, different objects. So one is like account. So what is account? So here you can see. So this is account, and here we are having all these records. Okay. So these all are records. So that are accounts basically. And here we are having contact object, and in contact you can see like these are different records of the contact object. Okay. Similarly, like we can have we can change this like based on our requirement. So what objects that you want to place it here, you can do that thing. So right now, like I'm using only these three account, contact, and cases. So that's the reason like I'm having these in the screen. So now to understand that further, we'll just come here. We'll go to setup. Okay. So here, if you click on this, so this is setup. Okay. So admin level and so you so this gear icon, like none of the profiles will be having direct access to the gear icon, only the system admin and if there is some permission set assigned, okay, for the for the gear icon, then they only can access the setup. Okay. None other can access the setup directly. So in setup, we are having the screen. So here we are having object manager, right? So if you click on object manager, you can see a lot of objects here: account, brand, activity, address, okay, and number of records. Okay. So here, let's say like if I go to case, so case is an object, you can see. So it's a standard object. Okay. So if we create a custom object, if we don't want a standard object, in that case, you can create a custom object as well. Let's say knowledge. Okay. So knowledge is a custom object. So here, like this is coming from a package directly, but you can also create some custom objects in Salesforce. Yeah. So there comes like data modeling and things like that come into picture. So once you like go through the Salesforce admin part, then you will get a picture like about what is like standard object, what is custom objects, and what are the like like advantages of creating custom objects and all. Okay, and what are the limitations? You'll have a look into that. So First of all, the first and foremost, that is org wide address security. Data security. Okay. Settings. Okay. So this is the sharing settings. So whatever we have talked about, right? Like OWD, role hierarchy, and everything. Okay. So this is the sharing settings. In sharing settings, we are having org wide defaults. Yeah. What is org by default? So by default, like for each and every object, like here we are having each and every object. So here we are giving the default internal access. Yeah. So for example, activity is having private. Okay. User. What is user? User is having public read only. Okay. So agent work, it is public read only. Okay. So similarly, like these level of like settings, like you can set up an internal access to each and every object from org by default. Okay. So org by default, is it clear to you guys? Like how we can set up org by defaults for each and every object? Yeah. So we do that in OWD. Okay. So now once that is done, then here we are having sharing rules. Okay. What is sharing rules? So here you can see like lead sharing rules. Like what is lead? Lead is an object. Account is an object. Opportunity is an object. So you can also set up some sharing rules directly here. So if you click on new and based on a requirement, so let's say like I want to share that with some public groups. I want to share some lead records with roles. Okay. Roles and internal subordinates. So you can set up everything like sharing rules and all. So based on that, the record level access of the lead will be given to the criteria. Okay. So as of now, I'm giving the access to the public groups to share with public groups. So these all things like you can do. Let's say like lead owned by, let's say like something lead owned by all internal users. Okay. That will be shared with, I want to share with the partner users. So all internal users, whatever the lead records that they are having access, I just want to share them with all the partner users. Okay. You can create those, like you can create those groups and you can share internally. So based on the business criteria. Yeah. So this is how sharing settings and all like work. And for the IP address, I would say like if we go to uh, profile, maybe in profile level. Yeah. So as I was talking about the IP address, so this is very rarely done, I would say. Like I have worked upon many Salesforce implementation projects, but none of them were using this like IP address and all. But in order to make your platform very secure, you can use this. Okay, you can have a look like login IP address. Fine. So if you set up some IP address here, like then only from that IP address you can have the access to the Salesforce system. See, no login IP range specified. Users from IP address are allowed to log in. Yeah. So this is how like you can also set up some IP addresses and all. So these profiles, users from the profiles can only access to the Salesforce with these IP ranges. So you can set that up. And here, from profile level, if you see, like you can see a lot of things here. Like you can see here field level security. Okay, so field level securities can also be done from the profile level, as I told you, right? So HR can only have the access to the salary field. Okay, so in that case, how we will handle things? So these all can be handled directly from here, like for field level security. From profile level, we can directly, like, let's suppose like account, I'm taking an example. So here you can see read access, edit access. We are giving these to the users with the profile. Similarly, you can edit it if you want based on requirement. You can edit it. You can give anything like I don't want to give this. I'll just remove it and you can click on this. That is read access. So you can give read access. You can remove the edit access. You can do anything that you want. Okay, in the field level security. Clear? So field level security can be done from two manners. One is directly from the profile level. You can do things. And one is from the object level. So in object, if you click here in object manager, here we are having field and relationships. If you click on here, then you are having different names, like let's say like account site. Let's go to account site. See, set the field level security. Okay. So for the, like, there are two manners, like you can choose any of that, like based on your preferences. You can go to the profile and you can do things, or you can go to the field and directly set up the field level security. So here, if you go, see directly the same screen. Okay. So I will just keep everything to read only. I just don't want anyone to change anything. I want everyone to have the visibility. Just they can see the records. They cannot edit the records. In that case, I'll just put this read only. Okay. If I just uncheck this, that means everyone have the read access as well as the edit access. So don't get confused. So what is visible here? So in Salesforce, so what is visible? Visible means you can edit it and you can read it. Okay. Both the things you can do. But if you click on read only, in the top of visible, so in that case, what will happen? You won't be having the write access. You will only have the read access. Yeah. So you can set this up from the profile level, from the object level. Okay. So these two things you can do. Now, as I was talking about the permission sets. Okay. So what is permission sets? So as per the definition, so it will grant more access. Okay. Based on the profile. So what is permission sets? You can see here, like there are a lot of permission sets. You can also read some descriptions. So includes all the buyers and allows access to manage cart. Okay. So what will this permission sets have? So this will be having different permissions. Okay. So let's say like if I'm opening one. So just for demonstration, I'm opening it, and if you can click on summary so that you can understand like what things are assigned in the permission set. Just click on view summary. Here you can see user permissions. Is there anything? Yeah, you can see these three user permissions was given in the permission set. Okay. So view event log file, view real-time event monitoring data, view threat detection events. So these all are the permissions that is given in the permission set. Now, once the permission set is ready, what you will do? You will just come here, you will go to the user. So click on user, and what is my username here? Aorg. Okay. I'll just open my user. From the user level, you can see this permission set assignment. So whatever permissions are there, okay, whatever new permission that you have created in the system, and you want like only two users will be having access to the permission set. So simply just go to the users, and you can just go to permission set assignment. You can edit the assignments, and here you can give the permission sets. See, by a manager, and you can save it. One or more of the permission sets included. Okay, I don't care. I'll just go okay, and I'll save it. Okay, so you can see like since this is a demo org, so we don't have any licenses. Okay, so that's the reason like doesn't support it. Okay, fine. So I'll just remove it. So just get my point. Like we can give permission sets based on our requirement from the user level. Okay, I have opened this user and I'm giving the access. Similarly, so a group of permissions, okay, can be inside a permission set. Similarly, permission set group, what does that mean? So like 5 to 6, let's say like there are 5 to 6 permission sets. I want to assign a user one after another. So rather than that, I'll be creating a group. In that group, I'll be having 5 permission sets. I'll be assigning the single permission set group to the user. That means the user will be having 5 permission set assignments. Clear? It will directly take place. So rather than adding one after another, you can directly give, you can assign everything to a group, and you can set that assignment to the user. Okay, you can do that. And here you are having a lot of you can see a lot of functionalities, the permissions, the licenses that you want to give, queue membership. What is queue membership? Okay, so that you can do from the user level. Okay, so this is very handy in order to like understand like from a business point of view. Like let's say like whatever I told you, like a queue. What is a queue? So queue is also something else. Let's suppose like in order to give the ownership of the cases, okay? So there will be using queue, and these user will be a part of the queue. In order to do that, you will just click here. You will click on new queue, and you can add things. Okay. So data security is done, and this is how like permission sets and all we do. And let's suppose like what else? Like yeah, okay. If you come here, so let's suppose this is a case. So here also like based on like as I told you, right? So record level security. So what is record level security? So this is case, and I am having the access to the case. I and no one else is having the access. In order to do that, you can also use role hierarchy. Okay, so your manager can have the access. Okay, so in that we'll just set up the role. You can see understanding roles. So the role hierarchy and everything can be directly assigned from here. You can see set up roles. So here you can assign the roles, and then based on the roles, you can enable the role hierarchy. So these all things you can do here. Okay. So this is very vast topic, but I'm just giving you an overview. Clear?
Perfect.
Ritesh, like if it is
Yes, yes.
fine, then you can take over. Yeah.
Thanks, Abhishek. It was such a wonderful topic, covered very simply, because data security is one of the complex topics that usually people struggle to set up. And most of the times I have seen projects, even most of the people are also confused what kind of how to manage a particular role set or the profile or the access set. So that is very complex topic considered in this journey. However, I'm glad that it was very clear. I mean, even a layman can easily understand that. Thanks, Abhishek, for that. I would have certain inputs with respect to the career path further. So I'd be sharing that. So let me go back and share my screen, and let's say what else I have to share with all of you. All right, so this is see there are different kind of courses. Although there are a number of channels which are available to learn the Salesforce, but it is very easy for you to get lost in the ocean of the knowledge, right? So whatever the course that we are offering is very much guided and very much specific to the that particular point, and a structured manner we have crafted the entire course. Since all of us are in the same ecosystem for so many decades, so we understand the what is coming in future for a particular part, and what is trending, what is getting obsolete. So I do not want you to study something in the market, or maybe enroll where the things are not up to the mark, or maybe not at the latest one. So you do not get ending up spending or investing in something which is also covering some of the things of the Salesforce which are obsolete. So our courses are frequently reviewed and is completely aligned with the certifications of the Salesforce also, so that you can easily cover up those kind of certifications. So what are the courses that we are offering? We are offering a Salesforce system admin, where you do not require any sort of coding. Even if you are a fresher, even if you are something who is aspirant to get into a Salesforce domain, but if you do not understand the coding language, do not worry all about, because system admin is absolutely drag and drop kind of thing, and simple logic implementing in the backend, just like Abhishek demonstrated in the session, how simple it was to just click something, or drag down something, or drop some field to some other places, and it is kind of completely dragged down with a small logic. Obviously the business logic would be needed to understand the requirement and then implement it without even the coding knowledge. Secondly, if you are already into a Salesforce, certified system admin, or maybe you are somebody who is performing a role of system admin, although as of now you are not Salesforce certified, you can also opt for development part, in case if you want to groom yourself, or maybe in your career path probably you are aiming for to become a developer or senior developer or architect maybe. So that is will be covered during the Apex training program. So those who are already aware of the system admin and looking for the development part, you can enroll in Apex programming language, and then further there would be another LWC, which is a Lightning Web Component, that is also related with the development part. In case if you want to get a holistic picture, for example, I want to start my journey and I'm looking forward for the long-term goal achievement for my career. For example, I do not want to start with only admin and then struggle for another 2 or 3 years and then completely understand the system admin, and then I can only apply for the learn the development part, and then I will apply for the development role. In case if you want to investing time, this is also a good option where you can invest time in all together. In next 3 months, 3 to 4 months, you will be covering everything, and it would be completed through an ultimate Salesforce mastery course, which is a combination of admin, Apex, and LWC, a complete altogether. This would be a live course. All of these are basically a live courses also, and then further there would be a specialization. For example, you are somebody who is not very much liking about the coding and all, and you still want to enhance your career without even coding knowledge into the Salesforce. For example, see, this is a very common problem. For example, if I'm somebody, I'm looking forward to get into a Salesforce, but not in a demo, this particular domain, working somewhere else in some other field. But I've seen the growth path of the Salesforce, and I am, definitely want to get into Salesforce. But what about after 2 years? What about after 3 years? Will I be get stuck only a particular profile, or there is an option for me without having a coding knowledge to learn or upscale my career path ahead beyond the Salesforce system admin? Yes, you can go for the specialization where you do not require any kind of coding needed for the streams like Service Cloud. Even if you have a very basic coding understanding, you can further enhance your career part into a marketing cloud expert also. So now these are the courses that we are having it. And what is the best part? Why Onwith's course is preferred by most of the students? Because there would be a live classes, first of all. And after the end of the entire course, there will be a project allotted to you, so that you have a working knowledge of the concepts which were covered and demonstrated during the training sessions. So you actually get a a practical experience here. Then practical assignments after each of those sessions. So from day one, you will be taught how to create your development org for doing those kind of practice sessions on yourself, and then practical assignments after each of those sessions. Wherever there is a logical a completion of any of the session, then you will be given assignments that you have to cover it. You have any questions, you can come back into the next class and you can ask those questions from our trainer. Certification guidance, that as Samiksha also mentioned, will there be a certification guidance also? Yes, we created our course in a such a way that what is the weightage of those syllabus of the Salesforce system admin certification, we are covering based upon that, so that you get a maximum number and qualify that Salesforce certification program of the Salesforce. Having said that, by the time you complete the course, you will also get a Onwith course completion certificate that you can promote on your LinkedIn profile also, and share it on your Facebook or social media, just to get the visibility of the recruiters that you are having a knowledge of the certification. Meanwhile, you can plan for the certification of the Salesforce. In addition to that, there is another challenging area where people do not get any help with respect to the interview preparations. So our courses are designed in such a way where we also help you to understand the interview kind of preparations, mock questions, mock calls, where you will get a latest trend of the questions that is being asked by the current recruiters across the Salesforce, so that you have a complete runtime availability of the understanding of the concept, plus the tricky questions that can be asked during your interview by the interviewer. Placement support with respect to the ATS friendly resume guidance and those kind of support is also available. Course syllabus, what is being covered in our courses. There is a website called onwit.in, where you can just type in a search box demo and click on the course content. You will be able to see the entire syllabus topic by topic that we are going to cover in each of those courses. Any questions with structure, fees?
Hi, this is Eric. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
So I just want to add, ask one question. Does that system administration course contains the reporting part as well, how agents are performing and what are the APTs they are using, and how much time they are taking to resolve a case and something thing of like dashboard reporting. Is that part covered in that course?
Uh, I'm sorry, I was not able to hear the question properly or entirely, maybe,
Uh,
but I
so
get
I
your
will take this question, Ritesh.
related
Okay.
with the reporting, right?
So I will take this question, Ritesh.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, so hi. So yeah, reports and dashboards are covered, right, in the admin part, and even we are covering the data management part, like data import, data export, data migration part. We are also covering, right? So I think in anywhere you go in admin part, no one covers data migrations part as well. So we are covering that as well, and even we are covering flows for 7 8 days. So we are teaching flows end to end as well. So in admin part, there is everything. I have shared the link as well. You can follow that course syllabus as well.
Yeah, I agree with Amit because none of the places you are going to get the understanding about the data migration. Probably you have to enroll some in some other course for that. Although we are covering this as a part of the system admin training, we are making this exhaustive. I mean, our motive is very simple. That it is, I mean, beyond your enrollment and all. Our motive is very simple. That we want every student, every on with the student to enable to crack any kind of interview or crack any kind of job, and they should have a complete understanding of the Salesforce, because you should not feel like after attending any Salesforce admin training or Apex training that, oh, I missed that, it was not never covered, I did not know about this particular topic. So it is not like that. You are going to get everything which is related with the system admin, even reports and dashboard that Amit has mentioned. Data migration, that is also a bonus kind of thing that you are going to attend. And flows is one of the a tricky thing even for the system admin part. Usually people leave it during their sessions because they I mean, on the basis of that, they push people to get enrolled in the development courses, and force them indirectly to pay more for the development courses. Even in our courses, system admin course, flow, as Amit also mentioned, like we completely exhaustively cover the flow automation part of
Flow is like
7 days, right?
something related to forecasting.
Basically, it's a automation, right? For something, for some event, for example, if there is a process for, if you are doing something and some task can be automated itself, like if case has been come right into our support system, an automatic email needs to be sent to the assignee or reporter, right? So we can make use of flows like, so I've just given one
Yeah.
kind of scenario. So there can be uh, multiple scenarios as well. So it's a automation, you can say that.
Got it. Makes sense.
So
Makes
yes,
great
Arun,
sense.
Arun was asking Apex and LW. Yes, yeah, development part. Yeah, Apex and LWC is a development part. And Samiksha question is, are the courses divided into basic and advanced knowledge or only modules? So Samiksha, in every courses we are teaching end to end from basic to advanced, right? So every topics have been covered, right? So for example, if you are coming into the development, there, right, we are teaching Apex and LWC end to end, right? You are coming into admin part, we are teaching end to end. Whatever requirements, it's a kind of job ready course, right? Any other
So my
questions? Yeah,
my
yes, Samiksha.
concern was for asking this question was that
Mm-hmm.
just to be frank here, I already have the knowledge of security part, the
Mm-hmm.
object part, flow
Mm-hmm.
part,
Mm-hmm.
and the connectors. I don't have much knowledge on connectors, Salesforce connectors, but yeah, I have also worked on marketing and Salesforce connecting part. So,
Mm-hmm.
and page editing, obviously, setting up the page record and all. I have
Mm-hmm.
knowledge of this. I just want to know that is there anything else apart from this that I'm going to explore? Because I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here.
Once you go through the course syllabus, right, so you can get to know what you are missing, right? So as you
Mhm.
said, you know flows as well, right? That is a good thing you are knowing, because in admin, or I can say that if you want to be in a ecosystem of Salesforce, and you have knowledge of data model, and I can say that flow automation, it's a very good thing. Data model and data security and flows, these three things
Yes.
are very important in as a admin, right? And apart from that, as I said, we are teaching like data migrations, right? Because today every company is moving on the data, right? Then they need the data to be secure, transferred among every system, right? They are connected systems. So data migration is itself a very good we can say that good learning, right? So we are teaching how to migrate data, right? To from one
Just
system to another system as well.
one another
Mm,
question. Let me
mm,
not rephrase, but just adding one thing. When I say
mm,
basic and advanced, I know how to create reports. I know how to create dashboards. The
mm,
part that I don't know there is how to
mm.
put formula and multiple ways of putting formula to creating any field in my report so that I can reflect it on my dashboard. So when I ask basic and advanced, I know how to do this, but there is always an advanced version of every object or every module that we have in Salesforce. So that's why I was asking this question.
Yes, yes. As I said that in topics everything is covered, right? And there is no such thing advanced, right? The scenario becomes advanced, right? If you know the basics, you can handle anything. So there, for example, if I am teaching data security, right? So there is
Hmm.
no such advanced things in data security. We have already taught, but scenarios can be complex. So you should,
Correct.
if you know the basics, you can implement the data security correctly, right? So we
Hmm.
are focusing on everything end to end for every topics, right?
Okay.
Yes, I think two. Yeah, I think if yeah, need to drop. Yeah, yeah, Mrityunjay. So I think Ritesh sir, we can conclude the session, right? So it's
Yes.
any if there is no question, okay.
Okay, perfect. So I'll be closing this session, and I'd like to thank everyone, all the participants uh, to attend this session. And maybe in future, if we plan any sessions, we will be communicating those information in our community group. In case if you are not there, you can attend our community Salesforce related WhatsApp group. Just let me know in case if you do not have the access to that link. Wonderful one. Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you, all the participants, Samiksha, and everybody for being so interactive and asking questions openly. It was a wonderful connect with all of you, and hopefully we'll be seeing you inside the program. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice weekend. Bye bye.